Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing on with curriculum week. We're going to chat 5th grade. First of all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Kaela. I am a second generation homeschool mom to 4 girls, currently homeschooling my older 2 girls. They will be going into 5th grade and 2nd grade respectively in the 2024-2025 school year that we are about to start. In this space, I love to chat all things homeschool, all things mama life, and I typically share secular resources and curricula that we are using or reviewing for you guys in our homeschool. So if any of that sounds appealing to you, I hope you'll consider sticking around, click that subscribe button, and make sure notifications are turned on so that you never miss a video. Okay, let's jump right in. I can't believe that we are already at the finishing line for elementary school. It's just flying by. Getting to this almost halfway mark does feel really big. It feels like a big moment for her to be starting her final elementary year. Next year, going into junior high. We're not there yet, but I'm already like mentally, I can't believe it. It's exciting. And it is a transitional point in her educational journey. We are moving towards more independence in her learning. So please keep that in mind as I share these 5th grade resources, that is the kind of kiddo I have selected these for, and that is the direction that we are headed in for 5th grade, and probably will continue to head more and more in that direction as we get into middle school and high school. I'm already thinking about the long game. I'm already looking at resources for those years, but not in this video. Don't get ahead of yourself. Okay, 5th grade. Okay, let's get started with math. I have no surprises for you guys. This will shock absolutely no one who has been a viewer of this channel or who has followed my homeschool Instagram account. Y'all already know what math curriculum we have been loyal to for several years. That is Singapore Dimensions Math. So I have her first semester, her 5A books, and I have her second semester 5B books ready to go. And then of course I also have the teacher's guides for each of these semesters. So it's a total of 6 books that I purchased for the 5th grade year. Now the Dimensions program also comes with test books. So if you were to get the complete set for a complete grade level, it would actually be 8 books. They have a test book for your A semester and your B semester. I have decided this year for both of my kiddos to forego the test books. We've done years with them. We've done years without them. This year, we've decided to skip on the test books. I did talk about this with my 2nd grade video as well, but basically, I just didn't feel personally for our homeschool, for my kids, that the tests were adding enough. I just really at this point didn't feel like it was necessary. I'm able to see my kids work on a day-to-day basis with math. I'm grading their work. I'm sometimes doing the lessons with them side by side. So I already feel like I have a good grasp of where they're at and what areas might need more work or more practice or more repetition. And I don't want to say this is just because of Dimensions, because it might just be my kids. I think the curriculum's really good, but it also might just be my kids. They tend to not have a whole lot of struggles with math. Does that mean it's like super easy all the time? No. But, you know, if they do have a struggle, it's usually when we're learning an unfamiliar concept for the first time, and then we kind of work through that pretty quickly, and they tend to get things down pretty quickly. This is especially true with my oldest. She seems to just naturally have that mathematical thinking, and the Dimensions curriculum is top notch, and it definitely has helped us in so many ways, which is why we're continuing to use it. But I also don't want to knock that it might just be my kid is also naturally more math inclined. So did I feel the tests were very necessary? No. I also felt like there is so much in the curriculum itself. Between your textbook and your workbook, you have tons and tons and tons of equations, problems, whatever you want to call them. And we usually don't even need to do all of the problems that are in these. And then to add the tests on top of it was like way overkill, way too time consuming. Now, one thing that we are going to do just a little bit differently with math is I do plan on purchasing the video subscription for 5th grade through Dimensions. So they offer a video subscription. You can get any grade level for 1 full year from your purchase date. Seems like it's going to be a really great time saver for me. You have an instructor on the video going through all of the textbook lesson and then also going through the workbook problems. I don't expect that this will completely replace me. My hopes is that both of my girls will do really well with the video instruction. They'll need a lot less one-on-one instruction time from me for math specifically, and that will free up more time for me to focus on family subjects and units that I really want to be investing the most of myself into with them. Let's talk language arts. And I kind of already spilled the beans with y'all. I already really gave it away what we will be using for 5th grade language arts. If you missed that video, I will go ahead and put it in the cards wherever they are. For the first time ever, we are going to be trying to basically use one program, one resource for all of the language arts components with my 5th grader. This is the first time that we have done that. I am cautiously optimistic, but I'm really optimistic that it's going to go well. We plan on using Hearth Story for basically everything language arts is going to be Hearth Story for my 5th grader. If she had it for 2nd grade, I would use it for my younger daughter too. But the creator of Hearth Story only fully released 5th grade first. It's a brand new thing. I think she released it a year ago. She is working on releasing 6th grade. I don't know if she will continue to release more grade levels after that, but she definitely honed in on the fact that for those upper elementary and middle grade kiddos, there was a void, and she felt like she could fill that void in the homeschool community, specifically with a secular language arts curriculum, something that is aesthetically beautiful, something that is simple and easy to use, relatively open and go, short lessons, but also really academically strong. And from what I have seen, I feel like she has accomplished her goal. We are very, very excited to use Hearth Story. My 5th grader is going to be using the spelling, the grammar, the writing, the poetry component, the literature units, and the quote unquote brain food, which to me is kind of like a critical thinking language arts component in the curriculum. We have all of it prepped and ready to go in a binder. It's all ready to go for her to get started. And honestly, she is already asking me like every single day, when can I start Hearth Story? When can I start Hearth Story? We're supposed to be on our very short summer break right now for about 2 or 3 weeks before we officially start our new school year. But she's very anxious to get her hands on this curriculum. I am still waiting on a couple of her books to come in for her literature units. There are 4 assigned novels for her to read for her 5th grade year with Hearth Story. She's going to be reading Over the Moon. She'll be reading Gregor the Overlander, The Last Map Maker, and then finally The Giver. This is going to be relatively different because normally we do read alouds, literature units, novels, chapter books. We do all of that group style, family style. When I attempted to do that again this past year, I selected all of our reads for the year, our family reads. I tried to find a balance of books that I knew would be appealing to my younger daughter and appealing to my oldest. And we had successes, we had some hits, but we definitely had some misses. And that makes sense because they were both gravitating towards what is age appropriate for them. they are 3 years apart. So with that 3-year age gap, there are some things that work really well for us to do together, things like science or geography or history. But then with things like literature, it was becoming more and more difficult for me to navigate both of their needs, both of their interests. They have different tastes. They're at very different places with their reading ability, their comprehension, the themes that they're drawn to. And that's okay. I'm not going to try to continue to force them to do literature units together if it's not working. So when I saw Hearth Story, I was immediately drawn to the fact that this could provide a really great independent or mostly independent way for my oldest to dive into some deeper books. I plan on going on that journey with her and trying to follow along with her schedule. I want to be involved. I want to, know the stories that she's reading so that I can discuss them with her and also just assess her work around the lit units from a place of knowledge and experience. But what will be different is that she will be reading them independently on her own, whether she's listening to the audiobook or reading it or, listening and reading and following along. Whatever she chooses to do, it will be an independent thing for her to do that daily, as opposed to us all sitting around and reading a book together with her younger sister. So this is going to be a very different year for us in a few ways. We are definitely experimenting with some new things that we've not tried before, and we will have to see whether it works out as well as I hope it will. But I think it will. I'm very optimistic, cautiously optimistic, but very optimistic. Now, other components of language arts. So typing. She will continue on using Type-C. We have had a Type-C subscription for a couple of years now. And although we have always enjoyed it from the beginning, I feel like we are at a place now where I appreciate it more than I ever have before. The grade level work that my oldest is able to do in Type-C, where she's actually reading and learning content right along with her typing practice, it's fantastic. It's really, really well done, and she enjoys using it. I enjoy seeing what they're covering in the typing lessons. I appreciate that they're adding more educational depth besides just, typing random sentences. So yeah, Type-C is a winner for us, and she will continue on with that this year. For writing and for composition, so Hearth Story does include writing, and it's really well done. She is going to be mastering a 5-paragraph essay with Hearth Story, all the different varieties of essays, expository, persuasive, narrative, descriptive, all of that is covered in Hearth Story. So I'm very excited about that. But we are actually planning on continuing with Write by Number as well. So Write by Number is going to be our long game. I guess you could call it a supplement because she does have Hearth Story, and it's not something that she does every single day, but Write by Number is consistently good to us. And I feel like there's just certain skills that are taught in Write by Number that she hasn't gotten anywhere else. So we really, really like it. I like that they add in grammar right alongside the writing lessons. And I like that it's self-paced, and I like that, it can take her all the way through high school. So I just really feel like Write by Number is adding something very essential and important to our language arts lineup. So she's going to be continuing with it. Like I said, it's not something she does every day. It's really more of like a once a week thing. So it won't be super time consuming where it's adding on a lot of work to her Hearth Story load. But yeah, it's good. We're going to stick with it. I'm drafting up a schedule right now, but I'm hoping that we can keep Hearth Story to a 4-day schedule, which will keep Fridays free for extras, for catch up, and for Write by Number. So that is kind of my plan right now. So speaking of extras, there's a couple other things that are specific for my 5th grader this year. Sexual education. So we kind of dipped our toes in those waters. During her 4th grade year, we did have some puberty talks. We used a couple of really great resources to sort of get that conversation going. And just to be clear, I am the kind of parent where I don't believe in having the talk. I believe that it is an ongoing conversation throughout the entire time that I am raising my kids. So I have started that conversation, in the toddler years. We're talking about our body parts. We're using appropriate names. We're talking about consent. We're talking about, saying no, saying stop if someone tries to do something inappropriate, no secrets, telling mom and dad or telling a trusted adult. All of those things are conversations I've had with my kids since they were very young, and we continue to have those conversations. But there does reach a certain age, and for us, it's around that 4th grade year, that 5th grade year. Your child starts to change physically, emotionally, hormonally. More questions might come up. And also our kids just need more specific and clear information. So we're at that point where we need a little bit more formal instruction. And the way that I have kind of handled that thus far, and I think it's worked out well, is to just kind of have some one-on-one time with my oldest, where we will take whatever book we're using or resource we're using for sex ed, go to the couch, and just read and chat and keep it very low-key and casual and private. She is kind of my more shy kid. Hopefully keep that dialogue really open and comfortable. That is my goal. So what we're going to be using for sex ed, I have a couple of things. This book is an older Usborne book. I'm not sure if it is still in print anymore, but you can get it on Amazon. You can probably get it on Thrift Books. I'll try to link whatever I can below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. But this is a really nice book by Usborne called What's Happening to Me. This is the girls' version. I do believe they have a version for boys. What I really like about this book is all of the questions that it answers, how it's written. It gives a lot of detail and helpful information, but in very concise, bite-sized pieces. I think the illustrations are fantastic. They are age appropriate. They are not anything that is going to be overly graphic or offensive or make anyone uncomfortable. And I have seen really icky illustrations in so-called children's books. So that is something big that I look for, is what are the illustrations saying, even if the words are saying something different. So this book is pretty good. I really do like it. Do I agree with every single thing in this book? No, I do not. But I feel very comfortable reading it with my daughter, discussing it with her, and sort of framing what the book says with our personal values and beliefs as a family. So yeah, it's a great one, and it's very inexpensive. So that's another plus. Another resource I plan on using for sex ed this year is this unit from Core Knowledge Science. I also plan on using this unit from Core Knowledge Science. This is a 5th grade unit. If you're not familiar, Core Knowledge has entirely free downloadable curriculum. I do have a video about it, so I will put that in the cards and in the description if you're unfamiliar and you want to learn more. It is a curriculum designed for public schools, so it does take, a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of adapting to use it in a homeschool setting. But I have used a lot of units from Core Knowledge Language Arts. This will be my first time using one of their science units. I really like everything that I've seen from Core Knowledge, though, and it's been a great supplement for us at different times and seasons in our homeschool. So yeah, we are going to check this out. It is a 5th grade unit, Human Hormones and Reproduction. I've already kind of taken a peek in the unit, and it looks like it's very well done and will be relatively easy for my daughter and I to just sort of read through together in the same style that we've done other books and that we're going to be doing the Usborne book. So kind of just like mom and me couch time, going through that unit together. That's the plan. The last focus area that we have for 5th grade is computer science and computer skills. So there's a couple of different resources. Core Knowledge Science actually has a computer unit for I think pretty much every grade level, but the ones that I'm looking at specifically would be the 3rd grade, the 4th grade, and the 5th grade. We sort of missed out on some basic computer science and computer skills. Other than typing, it just hasn't been a really big focus area for us. And so I kind of want to try to catch her up in that area. I think it might be feasible for her to do the 3rd grade unit, the 4th grade unit, and the 5th grade unit this year since they're relatively short, and just kind of squeeze in that content. However, if we look at those units and decide that they're not going to be working out great for us, I also have Type C to fall back on. Type C has several computer courses in addition to their typing courses. They have a K through 2 course on computer basics. That's probably going to be too kiddish for her. They have a course teaching Windows Office. They have a course on digital citizenship, web skills, operating systems. They have lots of courses that are covering just a wide range of computer skills. So I'm going to be taking a look at the units from Core Knowledge Science and the units that I already have at my disposal with Type C as well, and try to see where I can schedule some of that in. But I definitely want computer science to be a focus point for 5th grade to kind of catch her up on some of the things that we might have missed in elementary thus far. All right, y'all, that is pretty much it for 5th grade. Those are all of the resources and curricula we are planning on diving into for my 5th graders' core subject areas and her grade level individualized subject areas. If you want to see what we're going to be using for our group subjects, stay tuned for the final video in this curriculum week series. I'll see you guys over there. Bye for now.